Sir, we've got Taiwan Navy and Chinese aircraft carriers have a shootout in the Japan waters.
We neither encourage nor allow Taiwanese attacks within Japanese territory.
At least 3052D destroyers were injured, and 1052C was paralyzed.
What's the response from Beijing?
Nothing. Nothing to the Pentagon or the State Department, sir.
And we know they've been conducting exercises with the Chinese fleet over the last few weeks in the eastern of Taiwan.
Exercises? They are firing each other now.
Move the closest carrier, Reagan Battle Group, into position. President of Taiwan is already in Buzzy Fortress.
Yes, sir. And you should know, just now, the Taiwan Navy launched 4 supersonic anti-ship missiles, 2 of which hit the Chinese aircraft carrier.
Oh, my God. You know what that means. The Chinese will definitely to play the hand they are been dealt. I need to brief the president. Who is the command of this?
General He Jianrui, Taiwan Navy.
And who allowed Taiwan's Navy to take over?
Taiwanese have sent their own stealth warships.
As far as we know, the Taiwanese used their own weapons to attack Chinese aircraft carriers and destroyed it.
I don't think I need to explain. Compared to Taiwanese politicians, we now need one to a war hero such as himself.
Hero? Angela, you must learn that we want to do everything possible to avoid this.
But when someone is shooting at you on the battlefield, you know their intentions.
We in the United States do not allow Taiwan to conduct cross-border strikes, nor provide Taiwan with weapons that can be used for its strikes.
Washington only makes sure that Taiwan has the defensive it needs, and in this case, Taiwan uses their own weapons, and we can get away with it.
This is the reason why we only sell shore-launched Harpoon missiles with limited range to Taiwan. We don't want the war to hit the waters of our Japanese allies.
In other words, we support Taiwanese, but if it hurts Japan, Americans lose morally.
So this result is entirely of the Chinese mistake, and we have been preventing China from fighting Taiwan.
China embarrassed us in Australia. They continue to defy us in Russian and Ukraine war. Are we going to let them to dominate us in the Taiwan Strait? And what next, Japan?
The hell we can't. We need to get back to Congress and twist some goddamn arms to Taiwan.
Sir, I think the Taiwan DPP election has been defeated, showing that President Tsai has limited leadership and no matter how to promote the anti-China, it will no effective.
She and her party are a group of politicians. The people of Taiwan no longer trust her. Washington also believes that she is no longer able to call on anti-China.
Afghanistan, South Vietnam, history tells us that in only one situation, the people will give up their resistance and support the invasion.
Corruption is far greater than the intrusion.
Maybe we don't have a choice as I suggest.
Shit. It's a coup. Angela, are you thinking about military coup in Taiwan? Do you understand what you did?
This is just a record.
Remember, your plan must be approved by my authorization and above me.
I understand. It is no time to behind General He.
Your plan needs the prerequisite conditions are the sinking of the Liaoning. From the information on my hand, the Liaoning is still in the waters of Japan. The JMSDF HQ reported that the aircraft carrier no recent repairs, no problems with the radio.
Yes, sir. They've been playing cat and mouse with us for weeks. But they should check into Beijing a few hours ago.
Oh, come on. Angela's 2 missiles want to sink a 60,000 tons of aircraft carrier. She was 5 times larger than Moscow.
Instead, I think that the Chinese Navy is simply posturing. If they know the final result, they will definitely be pounding their chest.
Do you mean the face of the Chinese leader? Angela, there is no weather over the Okinawa waters now. With little common sense, they will definitely move next fleet into position, aren't they?
Yeah, Chinese face. Sir, exactly my point. Who, for all we know, the Taiwanese attacked the Liaoning. And for some reason, their comrades have left them for dead.
We don't know, but they might. This is in direct violation of our mission objective.
Noted. Excuse me, General. I boldly inferred it. If this situation, Liaoning will be sinking in the next few hours.
Do you want to say, whatever happened down there, Chinese has made us look like the aggressor?
This is what we need to prevent this. To China own people and the rest of the world.
Possibly sunk. Can you prove it?
The facts are simple. I can't, but the Ukrainian can.
大哥，我奔驰车里有20万刀，交换你车里的瓦良格号重机关图紙。
Боссю, ви справді рішучі, недарма багато лідерів готові співпрацювати з вами.
生意大小没关系，你帮我，我帮你，大家兄弟一场。
Я пам'ятаю твої слова, тому я дуже допомагаю тобі.
厂长大哥，你那一车纸就可以换到1箱美金，多賺啊！請別為難小的。
Ви знаєте, що наш уряд чітко передбачає умови придбання ВОКИК. Один – це забезпечити гарантію депозитів у банках понад 50 мільйонів доларів.
由我们中国政府挂保證，這錢1分1毫都不會少。你也是知道的，我為這瓦良格可說是傾家蕩產。
Два, потрібно довести, що купівля цього авіаносця не може використовуватися для військових цілей.
絕不會拿來做軍事用途。我說的不算，這還有我大中國政府的保證。
Це дійсно чудова ідея перетворитися на морське казино.
如果連我們中國政府的保證都無公信力，都不能相信，那還能幹嘛？
Але хто не любить їсти солодкість?
你不信是不是？要不我發個毒誓。
Можливо, ви присягаєте. Якщо ВОКИК є неправильно морськими казино і запустить перевізник Пірлей, то Китай потерпає скрізь, і ваша компанія банкрутство.
搞定，那重機關圖紙可以給我了吧？
Якщо ви просто висвітлюєте казино, то набори малюнків, які ви раніше взяли, повинен бути достатньо. Навіщо вам потрібна ця картина цієї машини?
這個廠長大哥。
Наші українці просто бідні, не дурні. Добре.
廠長大哥，我奔馳車裡還有3箱白酒。
Якщо ви не дасте картині, це добре для вас, для ваших китайців. Наш Чорноморський верф побудував усі російські високомолекулярні сполуки Москва, Кузнецов і, звичайно, Варкер.
我就是為了這瓦良格，10分鐘之內連續喝了6斤白酒。
Ці судна мають загальну слабкість у системі, і лише наші українці знають.
情況都已經到了這個地方，我現在空手回家也回不成。
Не розумієте, що дизайн корпусу має дефекти і прихований протягом багатьох років. Поки нападають на ракету, вся система розвалиться.
不讓飛彈打到，不就結了？那被打到會有什麼後果？
Спалить весь човен.
廠長大哥，你開玩笑嗎？船這麼大，怎麼燒得起來？ 啊，公安車來了。
Сумно, ти китайський.
這個世界就是誰錢多誰贏，不服氣嗎？廠大哥，我這有20枚，你拿去買伏特加。
The Chinese government deceived the kind Ukraine, also deceived us, and even deceived themselves.
Angela, you are right.
China may want to put our country in a war with Japan to expand the threat for more interests.
Chinese concerned only with victory. Everything else will be forgotten.
We now know what's going to happen, and that gives us a strategic advantage.
I will commend that we deploy the carrier group and raise our status to DEFCON2.
However, according to the international law of the sea, even if a warship is in the territorial waters of another country, a non-national vessel has no right to board it.
The only exception is if the captain takes the initiative to ask for help. What do you know about the JMSDF?
They surrounded a teen fleet outside the Liaoning and sent a transport ship nearby.
In other words, the JMSDF is in place for the Liaoning rescue and exile.
Sir, you mean that Japanese?
Japanese know China more than us, and we can't afford another Cold War, neither can they.
Japan maybe just wait for a good enough excuse to get some people on board and inspect it. If it's not enough, then just call it whatever you want to. A Coast Guard safety inspection.
We're talking about several $1 billion worth of China property. They're going to want it back.
Before that, the Japanese intelligence had looked inside out of the Liaoning and saved the Chinese sailors.
The Liaoning insisted on their mission after being damaged. Pressure's building rapidly. Far they go, the more leaks they get.
It's dangerous if they don't stop the ship, sir.
We have to consider one more step. During the Russo-Ukrainian War, Zelensky sent us a brand new T-90. We dismantled it and found that the electronic parts inside came from Japan, Taiwan, and South Korea. We can permanently weaken the Russian military by the export control and close the procurement network.
Think about how much intelligence we would gather if we captured a Chinese aircraft carrier. Codebooks, logbooks, encrypted communications equipment.
However, it cannot be ruled out that Beijing jumps through a wall.
Sir, you mean the Chinese Beijing will respond by sinking the Liaoning directly without sending a rescue team?
Nobody's following the playbook. We don't know what's going on up top of Beijing. Isn't it true to say we're witnessing the most aggressive military buildup in China history?
Of course. Well, Chinese want to go quick. It is a way.
I told the 7th Fleet, we're going to send one of our newest attack submarines over there.
But what we need is not a fast attack submarine, but a deep-sea salvage vessel.
The attack submarine was then equipped with DSRV.
General, you fox. I'm sorry, sir. I mean, the conspiracy.
I do not mind.